Chapter 1. The Celestial Dance. In the time before time, when the earth was still whispering its first secrets and the heavens were drawing their first breath, there existed a realm of harmony where the sky caressed the mountaintops with the tender touch of a doting elder. This was the age of the celestial dance, an era where the eastern dragons, the Lung, reigned with grace and wisdom, weaving the fabric of existence with their sinuous forms and benevolent spirits. These dragons, unlike the fearsome beasts of Western lore, were creatures of splendor and kindness, their scales shimmering with the hues of dawn, and their eyes alight with the wisdom of the ancients. They did not hoard gold nor breathe fire to ravage kingdoms. Instead, they were the guardians of the elements, the shepherds of the seasons, and the patrons of prosperity. The most revered among them was Shenlong, the spirit dragon, whose azure scales glistened like the clear sky after a summer storm. Shenlong held dominion over the rains and the winds, and it was he who nourished the lands with life-giving waters from the celestial rivers. Farmers and emperors alike would offer prayers to Shenlong, seeking his favor for bountiful harvests and the gentle touch of the monsoon. To the east, in the land of the rising sun, soared Ryūjin, the dragon god of the sea, whose palace lay deep beneath the waves. His serpentine form was adorned with the treasures of the ocean, and his voice was the melody of the tides. It was Ryūjin who bestowed the gift of pearls upon the mortals, and in his honor the people celebrated with festivals that mirrored the ebb and flow of the sea. Across the vast continent, myriad other dragons danced in the skies, each a master of their domain. From the highest peaks of the Himalayas to the lush jungles of the southeast, these divine beings were the weavers of weather and the bringers of fortune. They did not rule with fear, but with a gentle hand, guiding humanity with omens and dreams, and occasionally, when the balance of the world was at stake, they would reveal themselves to the chosen few, imparting their ancient knowledge. The celestial dance was a spectacle of harmony and beauty, a testament to the symbiotic bond between the heavens and the earth. The dragons, with their celestial choreography, maintained the delicate equilibrium of the natural world, ensuring that life thrived under their vigilant gaze. But, as with all tales of legend, change was on the horizon. A time was approaching when the dance would falter, when the harmony would be threatened by a force beyond the control of the dragons. It was during this pivotal moment that a child was born under the auspicious sign of the dragon, a child destined to bridge the worlds of mortals and the divine, and to play a pivotal role in the unfolding story of the Eastern dragons. The tale of the celestial dance was about to enter a new chapter, one that would be etched in the annals of history and sung by the poets for generations to come. For in the heart of this child lay the spirit of the dragons, and with it, the future of the realm. Chapter 2. The Dragon's Gift. In the valley of Yinglong, where the rivers sang and the cherry blossoms painted the earth with whispers of pink, the child of the dragon's sign grew under the watchful eyes of the heavens. Named Lián, meaning the lotus that blooms in adversity, the child possessed an aura that shimmered with an ethereal light, a beacon of the destiny that awaited. Lián's early years were marked by omens and portents. Fishermen spoke of silver carp leaping in the moonlight, forming patterns that mirrored the constellations. Farmers found their fields graced with unexpected fertility, and the elders dreamt of dragons soaring through the skies, their majestic forms outlined by the stars. As Lián matured, so too did the connection with the celestial beings. It was on the eve of the harvest moon when the dragon's gift was bestowed upon the child. Shenlong, the spirit dragon, descended from the heavens, shrouded in a cascade of azure light that turned night into day. The villagers, awestruck and trembling, watched as the dragon approached Lián, who stood unafraid, a solitary figure amidst the sea of golden grain. Child of the dragon's sign, Shenlong's voice resonated, a symphony of thunder and rain. You have been chosen to receive the dragon's gift. Within you flows the blood of the ancients, the wisdom of the ages, and the power to commune with the elements. You shall be the bridge between our kind and humanity, the keeper of balance in the times of turmoil that lie ahead. With a gentle breath, Shenlong breathed into Lián the essence of the dragons. The child's eyes glowed with a newfound depth, reflecting the vastness of the skies and the mysteries of the deep seas. The villagers gasped as the air around Lián shimmered with the dance of elemental energies, a testament to the power that now coursed through the child's veins. From that day forth, Lián was revered as the dragon's chosen, a guardian of the natural order. With the dragon's gift, Lián could summon the rains to quench the parched earth, whisper to the winds to carry the seeds of life, and speak to the rivers to ensure their ceaseless flow. The child's bond with the dragons allowed for a communion that transcended words, a shared vision that promised prosperity and peace. Yet, the dragon's gift was not without its burdens. Lián was tasked with maintaining the balance, a duty that grew heavier with each passing season. For as the world of mortals expanded, their ambitions and desires began to fray the edges of the celestial dance. The dragons, sensing the shift in the winds of fate, looked to Lián as their emissary, their hope in preserving the harmony that had long defined the realm. As Lián journeyed through the lands, from the highest mountains to the furthest shores, the legends of the dragon's chosen spread. People from all walks of life sought the wisdom and aid of the child who walked with dragons, and in every corner of the continent, the stories of Lián's deeds sowed the seeds of a new era. But with great power comes great challenge, and Lián's journey was far from over. The world was changing, and the delicate balance was ever more precarious. It would take all of the dragon's gift, and the courage of a heart pure and steadfast, to face the trials that loomed on the horizon. The story of the Eastern dragons and their chosen was unfolding, a tapestry rich with the colors of hope and the shadows of uncertainty. The next chapter awaited, and with it, the fate of the celestial dance. In the twilight of the age, as the stars whispered secrets to those who would listen, Lián, the dragon's chosen, stood upon the ancient cliffs of Chilin, gazing into the horizon where the sea kissed the sky. The air was heavy with the scent of an impending storm, a tempest that bore the weight of destiny. The dragons, sensing the stirrings of change, rallied to Lián's side, their forms a cascade of colors against the canvas of the heavens. The celestial dance was at its zenith, yet beneath its beauty, a discordant note threatened to unravel the symphony of the spheres. Lián raised a hand, and the elements stilled, awaiting the command of the one who bore the dragon's gift. With a voice that carried the authority of the ancients, Lián spoke the words of binding, an incantation that resonated with the power of the land, the sea, and the sky. The storm broke upon the cliffs, not with fury, but with a gentle rain that sang of renewal and rebirth. The dragons roared in triumph, their voices the heralds of a new dawn. The balance was restored, the harmony of the world secured by the courage and wisdom of the dragon's chosen. And so, the legend of Lián and the Eastern dragons was woven into the fabric of eternity, a legacy that would endure beyond the passing of ages. The people of the land flourished, their lives a reflection of the peace that had been fought for and won. In the heart of every child born under the dragon's sign, the spirit of Lián endured, a spark of the divine that promised guidance and protection. The dragons, though seldom seen, remained the silent guardians, their dance a subtle weave through the tapestry of life. Thus, the legacy of the serpent was not an end, but a beginning, an eternal promise that as long as the celestial dance continued, the dragons and their chosen would watch over the realm, benevolent and wise, the keepers of the ancient pact between heaven and earth.